When shopping for an SUV, it's easy to be drawn in by flashy marketing, stylish designs, and seemingly great deals. According to Consumer Reports, these are the 13 SUVs that only stupid people buy. 1. Jeep Wrangler. The Jeep Wrangler might be an off-road icon, but it's one of the worst choices for daily driving. Consumer Reports consistently rates it poorly in reliability, ride quality, and safety. The Wrangler's solid axle suspension makes it great for trails, but results in a rough, bouncy ride on pavement. Another major issue is build quality. Owners report leaky roofs, electrical failures, and transmission problems. The fuel economy is abysmal, with the standard V6 struggling to deliver over 20 mpg. Safety is another concern. The Wrangler performed poorly in crash tests, with a high rollover risk. Despite its rugged appeal, the Wrangler is overpriced for what it offers and will cost you in repairs and discomfort. 2. Land Rover Discovery. The Land Rover Discovery looks luxurious and capable, but it's a money pit. Consumer Reports consistently ranks Land Rover models among the least reliable SUVs. Owners report electrical malfunctions, suspension failures, and costly transmission issues. The Discovery also loses value quickly, with some models depreciating over 50% in just 3 years. Parts and labor are extremely expensive, making repairs a nightmare. Despite its off-road reputation, the Discovery isn't as rugged as a Toyota Land Cruiser or Jeep Grand Cherokee. The technology-packed interior is prone to glitches, and while comfortable, it doesn't justify the high maintenance and ownership costs. If you want luxury and off-road capability, buy a Lexus GX instead. The Discovery just isn't worth the headache. 3. Nissan Armada. The Nissan Armada is a gas-guzzling SUV with outdated technology and poor reliability. Consumer Reports consistently ranks it low due to excessive fuel consumption and mechanical issues. The 5.6-liter V8 engine is powerful, but gets abysmal mileage, struggling to exceed 14 mpg. The interior feels old, with an outdated infotainment system and cheap materials for a full-size SUV. Reliability is a major issue. Owners report frequent transmission problems, suspension failures, and expensive electrical repairs. The Armada loses value fast, making it a bad financial investment. If you need a large SUV, the Toyota Sequoia or Chevy Tahoe are far better choices. 4. Jeep Compass. The Jeep Compass has the looks of a rugged off-roader, but in reality, it falls short in multiple ways. Consumer Reports criticizes it for its underwhelming powertrain, subpar reliability, and uncomfortable ride. Despite Jeep's off-road reputation, the Compass struggles with its noisy engine and sluggish acceleration, making highway merging frustrating. The 9-speed automatic transmission is often confused, shifting erratically and sapping any enthusiasm from the drive. The interior quality is another letdown. While Jeep has improved its materials in recent years, the Compass still feels cheap compared to competitors like the Honda CR-V or Mazda CX-5. The seats are stiff, and the cabin is surprisingly cramped for an SUV of its size. Rear passengers, in particular, will feel squeezed in. Tech-wise, the Uconnect system is user-friendly, but slow response times can be irritating. Fuel economy isn't impressive either, with real-world numbers often falling below EPA estimates. Worst of all, reliability has been a long-standing issue. Owners report electrical problems, transmission failures, and general durability concerns. While it may look like a baby Grand Cherokee, the Compass fails to deliver a well-rounded SUV experience. 5. Volkswagen Taos. The Volkswagen Taos was supposed to be VW's answer to the subcompact SUV market, but it has turned out to be one of the most disappointing models in the lineup. Consumer Reports highlights its unreliable transmission, stiff ride, and below-average safety ratings as reasons to avoid it. One of the biggest complaints about the Taos is its jerky dual-clutch automatic transmission. While dual-clutch setups are great for performance cars, they often feel clunky in everyday driving, and the Taos is no exception. Acceleration is inconsistent, and the SUV hesitates when moving from a stop, which can be dangerous in traffic. The 1.5-liter turbocharged engine offers decent power on paper, but real-world performance feels sluggish. Interior space is decent, but material quality is a mix of soft-touch plastics and cheap-feeling surfaces. The infotainment system is modern but occasionally glitchy, leaving drivers frustrated. Another major downside is the suspension, which fails to absorb road imperfections, making for an unrefined ride. On top of all this, Volkswagen's history of reliability issues continues with the Taos. Owners report persistent transmission failures and electrical malfunctions, and with below-average resale value, it's a risky buy. Given these concerns, smarter shoppers will look elsewhere in 2025. 6. Chevrolet Traverse. On the surface, the Chevrolet Traverse looks like a solid 3-row SUV with a spacious interior and a powerful engine. However, Consumer Reports warns buyers about its outdated design, poor reliability, and disappointing fuel economy. The Traverse is powered by a 3.6-liter V6, which is capable but far from efficient. Many owners report that real-world gas mileage is much worse than the EPA estimates, making it an expensive SUV to run. Additionally, the 9-speed automatic transmission has been criticized for its slow shifts and hesitation, particularly when downshifting. Inside, while the Traverse offers plenty of space for passengers, the cabin feels outdated compared to rivals like the Kia Telluride or Hyundai Palisade. The touchscreen infotainment system is easy to use, but it's not as responsive as those in competing SUVs. Furthermore, the build quality is a letdown, with cheap plastics and questionable fit and finish. Reliability has been a consistent issue for the Traverse. Common complaints include transmission failures, electrical issues. 7. Nissan Murano. The Nissan Murano is often marketed as a premium midsize SUV, but it falls short in several key areas. Consumer Reports ranks it poorly due to its outdated technology, mediocre driving experience, and reliability issues. One of the biggest drawbacks of the Murano is its continuously variable transmission, CVT, which has long been a source of trouble in Nissan vehicles. While CVTs can improve fuel efficiency, the Murano's unit is sluggish and prone to failure. Many owners report shuddering, overheating, and premature wear, leading to costly repairs. Inside, the Murano features a comfortable cabin, but the design is outdated. The infotainment system is slow, and the user interface feels clunky compared to more modern setups. Additionally, Nissan has been slow to update its driver assistance technology, meaning the Murano lacks some of the advanced safety features that competitors offer. Despite its V6 engine, the Murano isn't particularly engaging to drive. Steering is vague, and body roll is noticeable around corners. Fuel efficiency is also unimpressive, making it hard to justify over more well-rounded rivals. With poor resale value and questionable long-term reliability, the Murano is one to avoid in 2025. 8. Dodge Journey. The Dodge Journey was a disaster in its last production years, and while it has been discontinued in the US, it still lingers in some international markets. If you're considering a used one, don't. Consumer Reports consistently ranked it among the worst SUVs ever due to its awful reliability, outdated features, and sluggish performance. The Journey's biggest flaw is its ancient design. It was built on an outdated platform and never received major upgrades in its long lifespan. The interior is basic, with a cheap-feeling dashboard and limited tech features. While space is decent, the uncomfortable seats and subpar ergonomics make long drives unpleasant. Under the hood, the Journey had a weak and inefficient 4-cylinder engine, with the available V6 only slightly improving performance. Paired with an outdated 4-speed automatic transmission, acceleration was sluggish and fuel economy was terrible. The handling was equally uninspiring, with excessive body roll and poor braking performance. Perhaps the worst part was reliability. Owners reported frequent breakdowns, electrical failures, and transmission issues. Given its dismal safety ratings and lack of modern technology, the Dodge Journey was one of the worst SUVs ever made. And even in 2025, it's a terrible purchase. 9. Ford Ecosport. The Ford Ecosport was one of the most disappointing subcompact SUVs in recent years, and its discontinuation came as no surprise. Consumer Reports frequently ranked it at the bottom due to its poor ride quality, sluggish engine, and cramped interior. One of the biggest problems with the EcoSport was its underpowered 1.0-liter three-cylinder engine, which made highway driving a chore. Even the available 2.0-liter engine didn't offer much improvement, as it felt outdated and unrefined. The 6-speed automatic transmission was also poorly tuned, resulting in sluggish acceleration and jerky shifts. Inside, the EcoSport suffered from a cheap-feeling cabin. The rear seats were tight, cargo space was limited, and the overall design felt dated. The infotainment system was decent, but hard plastics and low-quality materials made the interior feel far from premium. Ride quality was another major downside. The EcoSport had a stiff suspension that struggled to absorb bumps, making for an uncomfortable experience. Fuel economy was also unimpressive, and reliability issues, including transmission failures and electrical problems, made it a risky long-term investment. For those considering a subcompact SUV in 2025. 10. Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Mitsubishi has struggled to keep up with the competition, and the Outlander Sport is a prime example of why the brand has fallen behind. Consumer Reports has criticized it for its outdated design, poor safety ratings, and unimpressive driving dynamics. One of the biggest issues with the Outlander Sport is its underpowered engine. The base 2.0-liter four-cylinder delivers sluggish acceleration, making highway merging a challenge. The continuously variable transmission, CVT, further worsens the driving experience, as it's noisy and unrefined. Inside, the Outlander Sport looks and feels outdated. The materials are cheap, the infotainment system is slow, and there's a lack of modern tech features that competitors now offer as standard. The rear seats are cramped, and cargo space is limited. 11. Infiniti QX50. The Infiniti QX50 is marketed as a luxury compact SUV, but in reality, it falls far short of its premium competitors. Consumer Reports has consistently criticized it for its unreliable powertrain, lackluster driving experience, and disappointing interior quality. While Infiniti had high hopes for its revolutionary VC turbo engine, the execution has been anything but smooth. One of the biggest flaws of the QX50 is its 2.0-liter variable compression turbocharged engine. While the concept was innovative, promising both power and efficiency, real-world performance tells a different story. The engine struggles with inconsistency, offering sluggish acceleration at times and unpredictable power delivery. Worse yet, the continuously variable transmission, CVT, saps any remaining driving enjoyment, making the SUV feel disconnected and unrefined on the road. Competitors like the BMW X3 and Audi Q5 offer far better performance with smoother transmissions and more engaging handling. 12. Buick Encore. The Buick Encore may look like a decent option for those wanting a small, affordable luxury crossover, but in reality, it's one of the worst SUVs in its class. According to Consumer Reports, the Encore suffers from poor reliability, an underwhelming powertrain, and an outdated design that fails to keep up with modern competitors. While Buick markets it as a premium SUV, it lacks the refinement and quality you'd expect from a luxury brand. One of the biggest issues with the Encore is its weak 1.4-liter turbocharged engine, which struggles to provide adequate power. Acceleration is sluggish, making highway merging and overtaking a nerve-wracking experience. The outdated 6-speed automatic transmission doesn't help matters, as it delivers slow and sometimes jerky gear shifts. Compared to rivals like the Mazda CX-30, 13, Volkswagen Atlas. The Volkswagen Atlas was introduced as a family-friendly, 3-row SUV with a spacious interior and a stylish design. However, Consumer Reports has repeatedly criticized it for its poor reliability, subpar driving experience, and questionable long-term value. While the Atlas has some redeeming qualities, such as its roomy cabin and user-friendly infotainment system, these positives are overshadowed by its mechanical and build quality issues. One of the Atlas's biggest problems is its lackluster powertrain. The base 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine struggles to move this hefty SUV with confidence, while the optional 3.6-liter V6 offers more power but suffers from poor fuel efficiency. The 8-speed automatic transmission is another weak point, often delivering sluggish shifts and delayed throttle response. Many owners have reported issues with hesitation and jerky gear changes, making the driving experience frustrating, especially in city traffic. So, before you buy, make sure you choose wisely. Want to see more lists like this? Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more car buying advice.